Welcome to the Parts Girl podcast, powered by PartsEdge with Kaylee Felio. Conversations that will transform the way we do business. Gain insight into the wins and struggles from automotive professionals.
How can parts managers manage all these different areas that they need to focus on?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, what you mentioned earlier just now was inventory. The way I see it, and my belief when I was a parts manager, and at the time my inventory was over $1 million, and I'm entrusted to get an ROI on that, right? So my job was to get an ROI on my inventory and to increase the gross, right? My job was to create revenue streams that happen to flow through the dealership or flow through the parts department and grow the gross, right? That's what we're there for. So in the inventory, I've learned that it's easier to manage if you divide it into a bunch of different areas. So as an example, tires, right? So tires is what we call a source. A lot of people, what's a source? A source is really, it's a group that you've created within your parts inventory. And all it looks at are the part numbers that are for tires. And then once you have all your tires in that segment, well, now you can apply pricing just to tires. I want to create pricing that's going to sell at this much over MSRP or this much under MSRP. It's also going to allow me to control, just for tires, phase in, right? So what phase in is that whenever you sell something that you don't stock, okay, the computer is going to remember, and it's going to create what we call a radar screen. And once you have either a sale or a lost sale of that particular part number, the system, depending on the parameters that are set up for that source, is going to suggest that you stock that part, because now it's a profitable part. You should probably have it. There's a clear demand, and the demand is measured typically, Kaylee, and I'm sure you know this, usually in a 12-month window, right? If I have 1, 2, 3 separate instances of demand or sales within that 12-month window, I should probably stock it. Likewise, so we can control the phase in, but at the same time, the demand is eventually going to fall off. And now we have to set up phase out criteria. And phase out criteria really is like, okay, when do we eliminate this part from stock? It's no longer profitable. I don't need it anymore. And so what I've learned is that the more that you can divide your inventory into these little groups or sources, the greater control you have over your entire inventory.
Thank you for joining us. PartsEdge, the power tool for your parts department. We hope you're leaving feeling motivated, challenged, and inspired. Look for the next episode on the first and third Friday of each month.